इंडियन मेडिकल एसोसिएशन हाउस में जनरल बॉडी मीटिंग में आईएमए लुधियाना की नई टीम घोषित की गई। नई टीम में डॉक्टर सरोज अग्रवाल ने प्रेसिडेंट, डॉक्टर पवन डिंगरा व डॉक्टर आरएस महेश्वरी ने सीनियर वाइस प्रेसिडेंट, डॉक्टर आशीष ओहरी ने सेक्रेटरी, डॉक्टर आशीष सक्सेना ने ज्वाइंट सेक्रेटरी और डॉक्टर धीरज अग्रवाल ने फाइनेंस सेक्रेटरी का पद संभाला। डॉक्टर सरोज आईएमए लुधियाना की पहली महिला प्रेसिडेंट है। इससे पहले 56 वर्षीय सरोज अग्रवाल साल 2016 में वाइस प्रेसिडेंट और साल 2018 में सेक्रेटरी भी रह चुकी हैं। पद संभालने के बाद डॉक्टर सरोज ने कहा कि नई टीम की एग्जीक्यूटिव कमेटी में करीब 150 सदस्यों को शामिल किया गया है। उनकी टीम की प्राथमिकता होगी कि युवा डॉक्टरों को ज्यादा से ज्यादा शामिल किया जाए। इस समय करीब 1350 मेंबर हैं, जिन्हें आने वाले समय में और बढ़ाया जाएगा। साथ ही डॉक्टर सरोज अग्रवाल ने कहा कि उनकी कोशिश होगी कि आईएमए में महिला डॉक्टरों की भागीदारी को भी बढ़ाया जाए। उनका और क्या कुछ कहना रहा, आइए आपको भी सुनाते हैं।
I'm humbled to be standing here as the president of IMA giving this speech. It's a proud moment in the history of IMA Ludhiana to be installing a woman as its president. What is my vision? What are my plans? You would all like to know. I would just like to touch two important issues. First is to strengthen IMA, not only in the numbers, but in a number of ways. In this reference, let me narrate a story. Two men meet, one elderly, one young. The young man tells the elderly person, "Sir, I am a teacher like you." He says, "Okay, a good one like me?" He says, "Yes, sir, a good one like you." So then he narrates, "Sir, once in your class, I was a student, and one boy brought a beautiful watch. And as soon as I saw that watch, my eyes were set on it, and I stole it. So in no time the message went to you. You closed the doors of the class and said, 'Anyone who has the watch, please return it to the rightful owner.' And I did not have any intentions to do so. So the next step you took was that you kept the doors of the class closed. You told us boys to stand in a circle, and then you frisked us, searched our pockets, and of course the watch was found. And then as we took back our seats, you did not say a single word, returned the watch to the owner, and you saved me of all the humiliation. So sir, that day I took the biggest lesson of my life, and I knew what a teacher could do. So that is why I am a good teacher now." So now it was the elderly who spoke. He said, "Till now I did not know who the culprit was, because even I had closed my eyes so as never to have a bias." So what do we learn from here? From this story, this is an beautiful story you must have heard n number of times. But what I want to derive is, cannot we be like that educator? Cannot we spare those 1 or 2% out of us who do the unethical practice? Or we say the means they use for their practice, we despise it? In spite of that, in spite of all the differences that we can have with each other, we can still be united. We can still be united, and we can still be seen as a single body. So look, the 5 fingers of a hand, they're all different sized, but they make a fist. So we, the people from different specialities, can come forward, can collect in forming a strong union, in forming a powerful organization. So that is the strength I am talking about. Friends, the strength does not mean that if there is a ruckus in any hospital, 10 office bearers or a little more go to that hospital, solve the matter. In fact, sometimes you're not able to check the WhatsApp message. So the message should be like one phoning the 10 people, and we should be a crowd to be seen at that place. So it should be like that. The strength should come forward. It should be shown in the public. And not only this, that you just attend to the distress calls by the colleagues. The strength should be like there is, if tomorrow the IMA decides to do something, like some activity, suppose we decide to take the farmers' side, support the farmers. One call from IMA and everybody should be like, yes, we are in. Somebody should be putting in the resources by money parts, somebody can give the ambulances, the vehicles, money, and any other kind of resource can be put in. But a call should be like this, yes, we are all in. I think we the intelligentsia are capable of that. We can really learn from the farmers. So that is the strength of IMA that I am talking about. I'm not talking about only the numbers. As far as the numbers are concerned, more and more youngsters must come in. All the boys and girls who are completing their MBBS, they should join our organization. It is must, and in fact it can be made mandatory too. See, otherwise a new doctor is like a bird with a missing feather. We can tell our children who are medicos and their friends to join IMA. Heads of the institutes, if they are there, they can also help us in this regard. The younger generation, they will bring the new ideas, the new innovations, the new means to improve IMA. It's not only the duty of a few elders to run the show in IMA. So we need the younger power in IMA. And I dream for a strong IMA in future. The second issue that I would like to address is bridging the gap between the doctors and the society. From various platforms, many a times we have screamed, the government is against us, the media is against us, the politicians are against us, the society is against us. See, as far as the government is concerned, we have supported them in various programs. We have supported them in TB eradication program. We have supported the government in HIV Svetana project, and we are ready to do so again. But sometimes the government makes policies which are detrimental to us, like CPA, CEA, and now mixopathy, which we are all ready to fight. We may even have to take a legal action for that. Be ready for that. So sometimes the certain policies they may not go down our throat. And then the media. We all understand that some damage has been done to us by Satyamev Jayate or by Akshay Kumar's movies. But if we look into that matter, did we ever complain? We did not. Was a legal opinion taken? No. Was FIR filed? No. So I think instead of blaming the media, we should really look into ourselves and see either it is a lack of communication or miscommunication with the media. I think media should be involved more and more positively, and we should interact with the media. And somehow I was thinking that we can really, all doctors, be really an intelligent community, and we can start with a column or writing an article daily in the newspapers where we can project this, that yes, we are there and we do the work positively for the society. We are not against the society. The society should give back to us, not give us the brickbats. We deserve a better treatment from the society. Public needs to be handled with a little softer skills, with a little caution. See, all of us sitting here can vouch for this. All of us, I mean all of us, 100%, have treated the patients time to time free. Or sometimes we have done the surgeries at the cost price. We have all got up midnight to treat the people. We are all hardworking people here and good human beings. All of us are good human beings. So the society does not give us the due respect. So have we lost touch with them? I think we should involve ourselves in the bigger society activities like we did in the COVID program, We did something great by opening the IMA COVID hospital, as it has already been said. Holding the medical camps for the promotional activity has not helped us so far, so we should be involved in bigger activities like Ifestager, Dharna, along with the farmers, that may be noticed by the government as well as the media and the communities, something like that. Moreover, at that point, I would also like to highlight that we can show a little more empathy, we can do a little better post-operative care, and have less arrogance in our attitudes, which is very, very important. My friends, for IMA this year, I'm not setting any goal. Not setting any goal. Why? Because setting a goal, sometimes you are not able to achieve it. It's too far-fetched. Or sometimes if you achieve it, then later on what? You have nothing to do. So I'm just initiating a process. I'm just initiating a process where we will be making continuous efforts, which will continue even when I cease to be the president. So I'm just focusing on the process, how to improve the things, how to strengthen the IMA, and how to bridge this gap between the healthcare workers and the society. And with collective efforts, I know it's possible. With all your support, it will be possible. We have a long journey ahead. At a personal note, for me it is a journey from being a very shy girl in my childhood to becoming a bold woman now, and from being a simple girl to an empowered woman now. And I am very, very grateful to God for rewarding my efforts and my hard work till today. I served in the Lords as president for last 4 years, and I remained the senior vice president of that society for 2 years, the treasurer for 2 years, and I remained as the vice president for IMA for 1 year, and then secretary for 1 year, and now you have really chosen me for this responsibility. Thank you so much for that. I'm blessed to have the support of my parents, my family, my friends. And then thanks to Dr. Manoj Sopti and Dr. Kulwant Singh, who could judge a leadership instinct in me. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank Dr. Sunil Katyal and Dr. Dheeraj Agarwal for the tremendous task they have done during the pandemic. Dr. Karamveer Goyal for being always supportive. He is a COVID warrior and has won a national award for that. Kindly applause for him. I am thankful to my past presidents, Dr. Avinash Jindal and Dr. Jassal, who have been friends. Dr. Arun Gupta, the most gentle human being, our past president, in whose tenure I was the secretary to IMA, and I learned a lot from him. Dr. S.S. Sibia, who is a great support and an advisor at number of levels. Dr. Iqbal Singh Ahuja, a stalwart in his own field, the most generous person I have ever met, and he has supported me in all my endeavors, may it be Lords, may it be IMA now. And I will be failing in my duty if I do not really take the names of all big people, Dr. Satish Chan and Dr. Veena Chan, Dr. O.P. Arora, Dr. Basi, who have been a big support throughout. And I can see a few of my Lords friends. I can see Dr. Gitanjali, Dr. Bhavna, Dr. Manu Singla, Dr. Gurbakhsh Kaur. They are my big support in Lords, and they have been with me throughout my journey. Thank you so much. And certain other people, I may be skipping the names, but my apologies for that. Now I congratulate my new team members, Dr. Pawan Dhingra and Dr. R.S. Maheshwari, who are the vice presidents in my team. At the same time, I would like to announce a few more names. Honorary Secretary, Dr. Ashish Hori, a laparoscopic surgeon from Arogya Hospital, Hyderabad. Joint Secretary is Dr. Ashish Saxena, a renowned physician. Finance Secretary, Dr. Dheeraj Agarwal. is already an experienced person. So Dr. Surti and Dr. Katyar kindly do the honors and kindly honor these.
Desk report, Jan Hiteshi News.